Hello, friends. This is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all. Today, our subject is Business Studies for Plus One Commerce, and our topic is Public, Private, and Global Enterprises, or we could say Public, Private, and Multinational Company. This video is also available in Hindi at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law Classes. If you find my video useful, please do like it, share it, comment it, and also subscribe my channel Shashi Agarwal if you have not earlier subscribed. So this is my app, Adusum app, which you could download from the Google Play Store. It provides free study material, free mock test to the student of commerce, economics and management. It also offers structured courses like business studies, accounts and economics. So today our topic is public sector. The organization which are in public sector, they are owned and controlled by the government or by the public authority. The whole investment is in the hands of the government, or we could say most of the investment is done by the government. The objective of these organizations is to provide goods and services at a reasonable price. Generally, the organizations which are in public sector, they are owned by the central government or by the state government or by the local bodies, singly or jointly. The example is the Life Insurance Corporation of India, Food Corporation of India, and the Indian Oil Corporation. The Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948 and 56 assigned major role to the public sector and the secondary role to the private sector. Many areas they were reserved for public sector. The private sector they were assigned a secondary role. The entry of the private sector was restricted in the form of licensing limit on expansion. In spite of so much privileges given to the public sector, but public sector performed very miserably. In spite of the restricted role of the private sector, continued to grow and contribute to the economic development of the country. In 91, the government of India adopted the policy of liberalization and globalization, due to which a very important role assigned to the private sector. In the public sector, the capital is invested by the central government or maybe by the state government or by local bodies, either singly or jointly. The management and control of these organizations is in the hands of the government. The bureaucrats are there appointed to manage these organizations, to run these organizations. The main objective is to provide public services at a very reasonable price, and the profit is the secondary. And they're accountable to the general public because the money is invested by the government. And the financial management, that is in the hands of the government. And the units which are in the public sector, they may be autonomous, they may be semi-autonomous. So what are the types of the public sector enterprises? Departmental undertaking, statutory corporation, common company. Now we will understand departmental undertaking. It is the oldest form of organization. It is considered one of the department of the government. So it does not have any separate existence from the government. It functions under the overall control of one ministry or department of the government. So the example is railway, defense, post, telegraph, broadcasting, telephone services, All India Radio and Doordarshan. They are working as a government department. So these are the characteristics of the departmental undertaking. They operate under the overall control of one of the ministry of the central or the state government. They are part of the government, so there is no separate existence. They are financed from the annual budget of the government, from the budgetary allocation of the government. The revenue of these departmental undertaking, that is deposited in the treasury of the government. So that is the revenue for the government. The staff of the departmental undertaking are civil servants. They are recruited and compensated as per the rules of civil servants. The departmental undertaking, they are under the control of departmental heads and they are accountable to the concerned minister. They can be sued in the same manner as one can file a suit against the government. So merits of departmental undertaking. Departmental form of organization is necessary for public utility services. The motive of these organizations is not to earn the profit, but to provide the services at a very reasonable, and they're very easy to set up. They're under direct control of the government, and they're accountable to the public. And departmental undertaking, they are run on the commercial lines, so they increase the government revenue. Demerit government interference in the departmental organization, because they do not have any separate existence from the government, so political interference is, and there is a bureaucratic control. They are just like administrative departments. Civil servants, they are given control of these undertaking, and power is centralized, and there is a delay in decision making, so there is a inefficiency. And when there is a change in the political party, that also affects its working. Statutory undertaking or statutory corporation. Statutory corporation is a body corporate which is established by a special act of parliament or by state legislature, and it is financed by the government. It could also arrange its own funds. Example are Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, LIC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. They are created by Act of Parliament or State Legislature. The power, objective, limitation, they are defined as per the Act. They are under the control of central if they are set up by the Act of Parliament. If they are established by the Act of State Legislature, so they are set up under state government. They do have separate legal entity. They are managed by the board of directors, which is nominated by the government. They have their own rules of recruitment and remuneration for its staff and employees. They enjoy the administrative economy because they are not dependent upon the government exchequer for its day-to-day financial requirement, and they are accountable to the Parliament, state legislature. They are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General, and the main objective is to serve public. So they enjoy the administrative autonomy because they are not dependent upon government funds. They could take their own decision, and so the decision making is quick, and they have service motive, as the staff is appointed by their own rules. So they could hire the professional, and they could also hire the professional experts to manage it. Demerit autonomy exists only paper. There's a lots of interference, so lack of initiative, and it has rigid structures, unfair practices, and it is suitable where the undertaking require monopoly power, where special powers are required by the act, and it requires the regular grants from the government. Now we will understand what are government companies. What is the meaning of government company? A government company means any company in which at least 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central or state government, singly or jointly. The government companies, they are governed and rules by the provision of Company Act 2013. Even the subsidiary companies of the government company, they are also come under the category of government company. Government company could be established as public limited company or a private limited company. They enjoy some privileges which are not available to non-government companies. So the examples are Steel Authority of India, State Trading Corporation, Hindustan Machine Tools. As they are registered under Company Act, so they have a separate legal entity. It could enter into a contract with third parties, and it could file lawsuit against others in their own name. The management of the government company is regulated by the provision of the Companies Act 2013. It is managed by the board of directors who are nominated by the government. It is subject to ministerial control, who may make the appointment of directors. It enjoys the financial autonomy. It has borrowing powers. It can raise capital by issue of various securities, equity shares, and debentures. It is exempted from accounting rules and procedure. The auditor is appointed by the government to audit annual accounts. An annual report is presented to the parliament. And it is very easy to establish. They enjoy administrative autonomy and they have greater flexibility because they are managed by the Company Act. They are managed, financed, and audited just as any private company. They have their own rules and regulations, so they could hire the efficient staff as per the requirement. Demerit: it has autonomy only theoretically, not practically. Political interference is there. Red tapeism is also there. So the board of directors, they are packed with the government representatives. So the all the so political interference is very much present in the government company.